down. That's the universe will tell you that we're giving two super cool information. So kind of universe is trying to avoid us to tell everybody. So share with everybody before we lock down again. So what we talk about
Yes, yes.
right now?
Yeah, we were talking about how do I reach the place that I am in right now, and I won't be that long, by the way. As everybody knows, everybody asks themselves, and I always try to avoid that question that pops out in everybody's mind once. Maybe you can be 4 years old, maybe you can be 30 years old, maybe you can be 90 years old, but you will come to that question, and the question is, what's the meaning of my life? I'm sure all of you here, or all of us here, have that question, don't we?
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
And that's what yeah. And that's what happened to me. And I started searching to many places. I started searching in Buddhism, Christianity, because that was my background from my family. Um, I started to study Greek mythology, Greek philosophy, but I felt that it wasn't my path. There was something missing, something concealed, bigger concealed, until the point that I started looking into personal development books. There was this Italian author that mentioned the word Kabbalah. People heard this word many, many times, affiliated to religion, Jewish religion mostly, but has nothing to do with religion whatsoever. Is actually a science that has been lasting for over, I would say, more than 3,000 years, from the times of the very first man who walked on earth. And therefore, I keep searching on internet, found many materials, but they were not feeling myself because they were so hard to understand. And I thought to myself, I need a teacher. I specifically made this desire within me. I said, I need a teacher. Otherwise, I cannot keep going. And I went to Singapore for work. And then I was in Singapore training. I'm also a martial artist. I do Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, try to keep myself healthy and strong.
Amazing. I think you practice a little bit with my brother too, if I'm not wrong.
I
Maybe.
might, I might.
Maybe. My whole brother was a kind of into jiu-jitsu, and yeah, that's one martial arts, another wonderful place to
Yeah, it's a
find.
very cool sport. I love it. I love it. And so I was still searching about this Kabbalah thing. I didn't know what it was. I wanted to know more. Um, and then one day I had a injury on my neck. I had a herniated disc on my neck, and I was so in pain. I couldn't move my arm. It was frozen, and I had to go to the physiotherapist. And you imagine how the universe, how this, you can call upper force, you can call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's still the same. People call it in religions, Allah, God. It's the same. So it doesn't matter about the name. What's matter is the essence that we're talking about here, and how he arranges things. And therefore, these guys, imagine this Asian man is massaging my neck. We're talking about lives and stuff, and we're very deep conversations. And I said, you know what? My goal, my dream will be to study Kabbalah from a real teacher. And he goes, oh, just like this, stops suddenly, takes my arm, took his hand off my neck. He says, I know a guy who's been studying. I studied Kabbalah with him 10 years ago here in Singapore. And I was like, no way, I can't believe it. And then
Join.
everything started from there. I get to know this guy. He's a great friend of mine, and from that point onward, we started to share this path. And it's been over 6 years. 6 years I've been studying Kabbalah, and my whole life changed drastically because I finally start to understand what what this upper force demands from us. What's the meaning of our lives, basically? And this changed my whole reality.
It's amazing what you're saying, and it's amazing. I just got your coincidence. When you went there and you find somebody, it's kind of when you're looking for energy, you attract energy. So it's super interesting, and I really want know more about that. So if you can share with all of us in the comments after this Facebook, like some more info, some video, YouTube, some contents about this, because it's wonderful and it's amazing. And so you grow, and I know the person that you are now, so it's it's amazing, your journey. And one last question, and then we can end up this wonderful interview. And this question is always, the last question is always to how can I help other people. I'm a person that I'm starting right now in my personal journey, personal growth journey, personal development journey, and I just started, so I'm kind of don't know nothing about it. I'm still figuring out what I gotta do about my life, purpose in life, and all this kind of stuff. Because I created this podcast for all those people. So if somebody's listening right now, this conversation with you and me, what you can advise to somebody that is starting right now or is not sure about what's going on in his life, or what's the kind of advice you can give to those people that are approaching personal development growth?
Well, we don't relate to what I said just to the words of Kabbalah, because Kabbalah anyway it's a science and explain the whole of reality, that everything is connected. We all one part of this big system that we live in. It's called universe. This each one of us is a part of it, and everything that we perceive within ourselves is actually a projection of what we have inside. And what we have inside right now, it's a complete disconnection from all the parts of creation. We start from the inanimate, the stones, the rocks, from the vegetative, the trees, the animals, until the human level, which is us. If you see, nature works according to the program where everything is supported by the others. Everything is in harmony, right? Except
Yeah,
us. We have the power or we have the will to go against it. And what happened? Negative things happens. War, destruction, pandemic. Because we live in this system. And this system has a goal. Every time there is imbalance, he always bring himself to a state of homeostasis where he gets to become okay, everything equal. It can be with the good things or with the bad things. At this time, at this point right now, we see that nature, this whole system is failing completely. Whereas this pandemic is bringing up all our egoistic connection between us, and is showing us, oh, we don't have money, we're not ready to face this virus. Oh, there is fires, everything is burning alive, everything is burning. For example, in the U.S., in the
yeah,
where
yeah,
just not too long ago in California, oil ships broke down in the middle of ocean, causing thousands of death. So we don't need to speak here. I mean, without talking about the economic crisis that is happening as well. So what nature is telling us here, that the only way to reach infinite abundance, to beautiful life for everyone, everybody has to have what they have to eat, food, a house, everything. But only when we become one system complete, where I become to be, when I care for the others, and the others, the whole rest, have to do the same for me. And in that moment, we're not talking about religions here. This is it's a science. We're explaining forces of nature that works accordingly, how to bring humanity to the next level of evolution. We were all separated right now. Our ego, our will to receive what we learn in this wisdom, which is what we perceive through our five senses. This program where we have installed within us is completely egoistic, completely disconnected from nature. This was given for us in order to understand, because if we don't have contrast, we can't learn. If we don't have white and black, we can't discern anything. That's life. We have life and death. Everything is dualistic. So with this method where we can finally reveal abundance infinitely, it's only when we become one. I don't want to keep talking because I know we're running out of time, but
I can stay here forever. I will it's kind of my eyes are like a kids in a candy store, just all this information, wonderful words from you. You feel like a rich person, a person that know what's going on and have a solution. So we gotta spread the word about this kind of new philosophy of life, new idea, new I'll say belief, because you totally believe in what you're talking, and you have the proof of this. That's why. So we build our belief and our faith by the repetition of things. Faith is the repetition of things, I learned on a book. And if we keep going doing the same things, we build a strong belief on those things, that so it will be harder than for everybody to change. And where we're going now, it's not good. And you explained before, crisis, fire, nature is teaching us that something, it's gone. We need to change. So, what do you think can be the first move, the first things to do to change?
this is very important. At least we should. I would talk in a very very simple way. I think that people from all over the nations should start raising above their differences, because those differences were given because we need to unite. As I said before, if we don't have the black, we can't perceive the white, and therefore these differences, just like a piece of puzzle, you don't get to have the same piece for the whole picture. We're one pixel different from the other, but all together we make this entire picture. So, first of all, acknowledge that we all one race, one with everything. Therefore, at
Accept it.
least on sorry,
Accept this concept.
accept it. That's
Accept that
right.
thing is
Accept
need to be changed.
it doesn't feel right in our ego. But if we want to rise above it and perceive a new degree of existence is concealed from us, we need to do, as you said, little by little, repetition. I don't understand this. I don't feel it. Okay, but you still do it. You try over and over again until you receive the sensation, the feelings, the mind, the understanding. And after that, at least the basis of existence should be covered. What I'm talking about. Everyone should have a house. Everyone should have food. Everyone should have clothing. All these three things, those basic things to survive, to keep this body alive, should be maintained. And then after that, we can start building a new society where everyone cares for the other. That's a new life. That's a new reality completely. Now everyone cares for his own, and we're all completely cut off.
We
Yeah,
need to give more without expect to give back, because then nature can do this curse and give 10 times what you get back
correct.
automatically, just receiving. We're living in abundance, uh, planet, in abundance life. We just start to understand how they work, start to accept, and start to believe in those things to happen. So thank you so much, Michael. It was I was already expecting all this kind of energy, all this kind of information, but I'm surprised. I'm so excited. I will re-listen again this interview and take notes better, because it's amazing what you say, and I hope this interview, this conversation, can help other people. And that's my goal, is to help other people to understand there's more abundance in our life. There's more. We gotta reach, we gotta ask to get. And yes, I think it's a lot. It's already a lot. I hope we can do more about this interview with different topics, because you have a lot of to share with all of us. Thank you again. And
Thank you
uh,
very much.
yes, of course, I'll everything down below. There's a link to subscribe to the newsletter. Click like, share, do everything because we gotta spread the word. And of course, we'll see on the next video. Ciao.